It has begun.
It has begun.
Look how cute we look. Where's your hat? Where's your hat?
It kept falling off.
You're a magician.
There we go.
Ta-da!
That ends it.
You don't have to wear it.
I'm gonna have to take it off or it's gonna fall off and scare Ripley.
All right. We're starting. We're doing it. Where are we? What happened last time?
We investigated.
We spoiled ourselves today by accident.
Possibly.
Possibly. We have a theory.
We were looking at photos and scrolled.
We won't spoil it.
Possibly spoiled ourselves. So we'll see.
Which is a bit of a bummer because the shock that I have for it would have been really funny on stream.
You had quite the shock value.
I was amazed, but got my ring pop. I don't have any water.
I just realized I don't have my water either, so this will be great.
Do you want to run up and grab water?
I can run when we need it. I'll grab it when we need
Because
it.
if that one guy's voice comes in, I'm gonna need it.
I'll run the second he comes on screen.
You're gonna run.
We're gonna book it because
Right.
I don't even know where your water is. We'll
Solid.
figure it out.
Just making sure everything's working. Sounds up. Talking to your mic for a second.
Hello.
Yeah, we're good. Load game. What happened again?
We were doing investigation. An artist, a forger artist.
Yes, he's the one who died.
Died.
And his daughter is the suspect.
His daughter's a suspect. Supposedly, this is all a setup simulation crime that
Well, kind of.
Phoenix put together.
We're confused about
We
that
don't
point.
know if it's actually a real thing or not because he is
Dumb.
He's
kind of a
doesn't
jerk.
actually explain things nicely. So
Yeah.
pretty much just that. We don't really have a ton of suspects besides thinking that the journalist man is a little suspicious.
Yeah, journalist boy suspicious. I think we're getting into the trial, though, today. Yeah, here we go.
Probably.
The courtroom,
Here we
October
are.
8th. District Court Defendant Lobby. Oh, man, we're past where we could line up with our current date. Because remember last time we were like, it's so close to what day it actually is.
No.
Dad, you're
I
going
mean,
to
it
piss off
could-
the dog.
It's okay.
It's okay, Ripley.
Yippee, it's okay.
Bye. All right.
The soft growls. Oh, this girl again.
Good morning.
Dot, dot, dot.
I love that you have no lines.
So, you're Vera, right? I'm Trucy. Trucy Wright. That's right with a W. But not right, right?
All right.
We're on your side. You can tell us anything. Please.
Anything?
Please say something.
Something.
Good morning.
She speaks.
Not bad, not bad. But I think you do better with a little smile, you know? You're so pretty. You need to sell yourself, you know?
Trucy, let's take it easy for starters.
It's like I'm never going to talk to you again. She's just going to write it down. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Hey, look, her signature.
Ah,
Thank you for taking my
I
case.
can't see it.
You probably can't say it yet. See it yet.
Okay, well that's a start, I guess.
Dot, dot, dot.
There she goes with the nail polish again.
The weird nail polish that looks like a hand.
It does. It's a creepy
That's
bottle.
great, really. It's so cultured.
It's kind of a sick bottle, actually.
I mean, it's a sick bottle.
Pinching myself
should
with this
be
ring pop.
It should be a skeleton bottle.
Skeleton.
Skele-bottle.
They should make cool bottles. More.
Again,
Yeah.
like they used to.
Like back in the olden days.
They don't do that anymore. No refills.
No refills. No fancy apothecaries.
Want to try?
Is it Grisham?
She's so scary. She's just like deadpanned. Ooh, really?
She's scary. Ugh, girls. Girls in their
Girls and their smiley faces
drawing.
on a sketch pad. Oh.
such a stereotype.
I mean, to be fair, Phoebes does that.
I was about to say, to be fair, we're also both artists
Yeah, that too.
and girls. We are the ladies.
The latest.
The victim, Drew Grisham, was a forger. And a stolen painting was found in his studio. A life of crime, really. Maybe one that led to his death.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Maybe. October 8th, 10 a.m. We're going to be in the courtroom. We know nothing about the person we're defending.
Huzzah.
Other than she does not talk. Oh,
She's
look,
very quiet.
Gavin is there.
Why wouldn't he be?
Well, he didn't say anything about who we were going to be up against.
Oh, yeah, because this is a fake.
Yeah, because this is a fake one.
Oh, my gosh. Phoenix, you've confused us once again.
Phoenix was making me confused. But
Confounded
Gavin's there,
us.
so it's fine.
Well, we will now,
He caught
begin
the
the,
inchuritis.
oh, no. The trial of the Vera Misham. What's his problem?
Is the judge okay? Is he having a stroke? His voice is all raspy and he looks around he's looking around all nervous like.
The repercussions of today's trial will most likely be felt for a long time and may indeed alter our legal system forever.
Today is the test of the jury system.
Oh, it's the jury, the new system.
Yeah, the jury. Okay. I forgot about
I
that.
totally
Also,
spaced that.
some sort of computer thing was showed last time too.
Computer thing?
Yeah, at the very, very beginning.
Oh,
there was, like,
the
some
scanner.
weird-
Yes,
yeah,
we
some
have like a
weird
scanner.
computer scanner thing.
It'll play into whatever
I'm
happens.
sure it will. And the first step toward our new order in our courts. Daddy's secret mission. The jurists will function like a jury. It is hoped their inclusion will help the courts to better reflect the people's will. You know what I noticed? Last time, because obviously Clavier was not a part of it,
Yeah.
and the time before, he did not say Fräulein once.
Really?
That last courtroom, he did not say it.
We did a whole episode without
Yeah,
Fräulein?
there's a whole thing.
Oh my gosh. That's actually incredibly
Yeah,
impressive.
I realized that the other day, and I was like, it's been a second since I've had to scream that.
Wow. Wow.
Everyone has
Since you
been
destroyed my
spared.
ears.
Everyone's been spared for a minute.
Why
So we'll
aren't,
see.
why aren't there any jurists in the courtroom?
3 closed-circuit cameras watch this courtroom at all times.
Weird.
The jurists have access to everything that transpires.
Except for the smells.
Jurists judge well and judge cool.
Now, see here, Prosecutor Gavin. I was going to say that.
My apologies there, Judge.
Jurists today, judge today's trial coolly, if you would be so kind.
Oh my gosh.
The
Judge
jurists are
trying to be
unbound. He's such a dingus.
cool. He is.
The jurists are
He wants to be one
unbound
of
by
the
the
hip
letter of the
kids.
law. Yeah, he wants to be one of them hip youths.
The youthans.
They don't affect the trial with evidence, but by their feelings. And we're about to find out just what effect they're going to have. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. The details of this case, if you would.
The victim is the painter Drew Measham. He was killed in his own studio.
I keep saying Grisham. Also,
Grisham.
he has-
Where's the G?
I don't know. My brain just like filled it in. He
Grisham.
doesn't open his eyes.
How
How can you see? How can you paint?
Eyes.
How can you
He
paint?
feels the paint. His coffee was poisoned. By whom, you ask? By none other than the defendant, Vera Measham, his
Probably.
daughter.
Maybe. Objection! There wasn't any poison in the coffee.
Achtung.
I still don't know how to properly do that one.
Someone has been doing their homework. Indeed, poison was not present in the coffee, but on the mug itself.
Which means that probably he'd been poisoned over time, and when he touched the mug to his mouth, that some of the poison
Yeah.
got on the mug.
He was the poison.
He was the poison. The
And
mug?
Again, paint is poisonous. It could.
There's so many chemicals
likely
in
be
an
in the
artist
paint,
studio that
yeah.
could kill you.
so many things.
Didn't we find out too from Buckethead? What's her name? Emma.
Emma.
That the poison like takes a long time to kick
Yeah.
in.
And
takes,
if
like,
he's
at least
been
15
using
minutes.
Bad paint, and just didn't know it, or was like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna risk it." Like,
Or got poisoned by
sometimes
someone
I
else
do with
way
some stuff,
earlier.
but, like,
Not the daughter. There's many
Yeah.
possibilities.
because like, what? There's a specific oil paint, red, that still has like toxic stuff
Yeah,
in it.
it's banned in like most countries.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
but like it's still not good. It's like an oxidized red
Yeah.
or something.
There's some
and you're
old
not supposed
acrylics
to
too
use
that
it.
like they say that's the reason why
They're
some
like,
of the
"Don't
painters went
touch it."
insane.
It's like, oh, well, I have some of that. I'll try not to
Ew.
touch it. So
I have painted with poison paint before. You have to wear like a mask and gloves and stuff because
Yeah.
even if it gets on your skin, it can be like really bad.
yeah, scary.
But it's really nice paint. It feels really good.
It's such nice paint.
All right. The mug. Residue was found on the rim, I see.
The autopsy report describes the manner of our victim's death.
The court accepts this as evidence. Mission's autopsy report.
Death by poisoning.
9 to 9:30 p.m. I feel like you could really pinpoint it if there were witnesses.
Yeah, probably.
According to this report, the victim's death was caused by anthraquinine poisoning.
A chemical compound that does not occur naturally. Lethal dosage is a mere 0.002 milligrams.
Damn.
A touch of anthraquinine, quinine,
Anthraquinine
in the body. We're gonna say it weird this whole
the
time.
whole, yeah.
Is the touch of the Reaper's scythe.
Oh my gosh. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin, you may present your witness.
I have for you today a simple man for a simple case. A man who witnessed the murder of its entirety.
This man is not simple.
Oh no, it's gonna be the.
I know,
I'm gonna have to go get your water.
Yeah. That journalist, no doubt.
I'm gonna have to go.
I have to find the voice again.
Okay, you can like test and find the voice, say some different phrases while I go get your water.
All right.
Where is your water?
I don't know.
I will find it.
There's at least one, I think, on the dog kennel in my
Okay.
room.
Okay. The witness will state his name and occupation. Okay. You can try and
All right.
find his voice. Is that a
right.
good
Is that, like,
phrase? You're gonna
close?
find it?
He was kind of southern, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go. Go,
Okay.
go, run.
I'm gonna go get your water.
Run.
I can't. I gotta take
Oh.
these off.
Run.
That'd be bad.
Get out of here, you dirty animal. Wait. He was kind of a very loud southern. It was like, all right. Wait. Well, for starters, my name's Spark Bushel. My job is lone observer of the world. I think that was it. That feels right. Oh boy. This voice is gonna kill me. In other words, a freelance journalist, right? Ahem. If you don't mind, I'd like to say something here for the record. Yes, Mr. Bushel. I have a lot of voices. I dislike conclusions, specifically the aspect of jumping to conclusions. Preconceptions make park sandbox of endless desert waste, end quote. But you are a journalist. You said so yourself yesterday. Well, that's true, yes. But you must understand I stand before you today a man with a dream. I gotta lean away from the mic. I'm offering you my testimony in exchange for exclusive rights to the story. Scoop turns Mr. Bushel and that Mr. Bushel, end quote. Let's hear your testimony then, shall we? A simple case, huh, Gavin? For me, the jury is still out. There's a dog barking outside. It's okay, Ripley. Journalist story. Whew, yeah, let's do this. I visited the studio around 9 that night due to the interview. First outsider to enter the Altair journalistic history made, end quote. His daughter brought us coffee right after we started. And you knew what happened next? Starfalls, end quote.
Yep, that's the right voice.
It gives me energy.
Dylan
it really
was
does.
watching when I
Thank you.
walked up the stairs.
Yeah,
He was like, "What are you wearing?"
none of your damn business, Dylan. Okay.
Did you just keep going? What did I miss?
Yeah, he just had started testifying.
Oh, okay.
He was like, I'm a journalist. And I was like, okay. And then he was like, here's my testimony.
Sweet. That's good.
No one else entered the room besides her the whole time. And he's blaming the daughter.
He's like, it was her.
It was her. Is that the right voice? It doesn't.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that
feeling-
sounds
okay.
right. That feels right. If not, that's what we're accepting right now.
That's how it goes. Every week it'll be a little different. That does sound like a simple case. Unless you were the one who poisoned him. What are you saying, Judge? Need I remind you, the cameras are rolling today. I felt the need to be a bit dramatic. Oh my gosh.
He's camera shy, but also camera nervous. You didn't do it, did you?
Camera shy and camera nervous. Isn't that the same thing?
Yes, it is. But they're also different because some people get like anxious nervous.
Yeah.
But like the shy, he's like shying away
He's
from
like,
it.
"Oh,
so
no,
like he's
don't film
nervous,
me."
but like over talking.
That's the judge.
Yes.
No, yeah.
That was the judge.
That makes
Oh.
sense. Because I get camera nervous, but I don't get camera shy. I'm not scared of cameras. I'm just become a blabber mouth.
Yeah. So like they're the same, but they're different.
Yeah, that's true. What does that say? Me do the thing like
anything?
that. Me do a thing like that.
Oh, me do a thing. Yeah.
There's something about that sentence that really meadow a thing.
Meadow a thing.
Come on, that's like newsmaker making the news, end quote. Or even contemporary witch hunt, end quote. I know wild accusations rock courtroom, end quote.
I hate his nose.
Yeah, he sucks.
Rock indeed. Prosecutor Gavin sure looks like he's having fun.
That makes two of us. I'm so happy for him.
Oh, there it is.
Very well. You got your ring pop?
Yeah, I do.
We got ring pop.
Because
we gotta-
what's his face's thing
Can you show it?
looks like ring pops.
I'm just excited we had them.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I haven't had a ring pop in forever.
Forever. It's very good. Very well, Mr. Justice. Your cross-examination, please. Please.
Please.
Oh, boy.
You got this.
Oh, wait. We already did this. Okay. Video in the studio.
Now we'll just ask him questions.
9 p.m. Or not. Yeah, 9 p.m. First outsider to enter the atelier. Daughter browse coffee. You know what happened next? Star falls. No one else entered. Okay. We think we just start pressing. Probably.
Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean 9 at night? Isn't that a little late for an
That is
interview?
late for an interview.
That is late. That's when I sleep.
Yeah, if someone wanted to interview me at 9 o'clock at night,
I'd be
say,
like, you're a murderer.
I'm already asleep. No,
Hell no.
I'm already in my bed asleep.
It's a great it's a great painter Drew Misham says come at 9. Believe you me, I go at 9. The first, and as it turned out, the last interview with such a prolific painter.
Are you gonna be able to be okay switching back and forth?
Yeah, I'm great.
Okay.
Right. Can you tell us what it was like when you arrived? Right.
Keep talking.
You were the first reporter ever in Drew's studio? Posterity will look back on the night as a turning point for journalistic history. Basically an insignificant step for all mankind, but a giant step for that Russell guy, end quote.
If
Dad,
no
don't
one-
laugh at me.
If no one on the outside ever had access to the studio.
Get out!
It's a great accent. She's doing wonderfully. And then it would serve to reason that the deed was done by an insider.
By which he means Vera did it.
So, how did this
Epoch?
making interview go?
Epoch?
Like I was thinking like
Epoch-making?
epoxy, but that's not right.
Epoch making.
Epoch making.
It has to be a pun or something, right? Yeah.
It's lost on me.
You might be dumb. Daughter brought us coffee. Would you mind being a little more specific? Oh, let me tell you, I enjoy a cuppa. In fact, it all began when it was in 3rd grade. No, wait, 4th grade. That's not what I meant.
I believe I know what our forehead is driving at. This coffee, the victim was served.
The victim served.
He served. Did anyone other than the defendant touch it?
You know, the daughter served is what, yeah. She served. Right, that's what I was going to say, really. Well, now, if you got a question to ask, you best straight up and ask it. That's what I tell the new recruits several times as necessary. Right for a grade schooler, that's my motto. Which isn't easy to... Who touched the coffee?
Paulo just cuts him off. No. Who touched it?
Stop talking. Dunno. I was in the back looking at the studio's equipment when she served it.
But that's where the poison was.
Probably.
Well, on the little frame. It was in the back.
Oh, yeah, true. It was in the back.
Yeah, that was on the little tiny
You're
frame.
touching the frame.
Ow, touching the
Oh,
frame.
touch the frame.
I want to hold your hand.
I want to shake your hand.
So dumb. And what happened next?
I shook his hand.
I shook his hand.
I shook his hand. What's this about a star falling?
Star falls. Huh. It's like an old telegram. Send money over.
Zowie! You don't know? That's a journalistic code word. An important personage passes away, a star falls, get it?
But there's no gravity in space, is there? I wouldn't think stars could fall, really.
Does this matter?
Apparently.
Boy, this is good stuff, good stuff. How about a star breaks? Nah, lacks punch. I know. Star dies. Nah, lacks imagination. Of course, you could go with Drew dies. Straight to the point. I like it.
Drew dies.
Drew dies. I think we need to hear about something a little more substantial.
The moment of death.
Brussels coffee, the Stars coffee. We know about the Stars coffee. We should talk about the Brussels,
Yeah.
right? Or should we do moment of death?
Brussels.
Okay. Go. So you drank the coffee that Vera served you too? Of course!
I'm like, that's still you.
I know. For a second, I was like, that's you.
Nope.
When someone served you coffee, you drank
I
it.
can't do that accent.
That's what my old boss always used to say. Never thought a bit by it, though. I don't know what he actually said there.
Something.
But you're still alive, which is to say you didn't die. Of course not. No point falling before you're a star. End quote. That's not exactly what I was getting at.
What were you getting at then? You know the poison was on the rim, not the coffee. Oh yeah. Why did we ask about that then? Whoopsie poopsies.
Oh, yes. There are 2 cups in the tray she brought. One of the cups had Drew's signature painted on the side. No chance the guest would take that one by mistake, I guess. I would. I don't read mugs.
Like, ooh, look at that.
Well, Mr. Justice, was that testimony important? No.
No, not very important.
So Brushel drank the coffee too. Doesn't look like this is going to lead to much. Very well, please continue the testimony. I think we need to do that one again.
Probably.
Star Falls. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, what do we ask about then?
I think the moment of death, probably.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because we know about the other ones. What about when Mr. Mission passed away? Oh boy, what a scene that was! He put his coffee mug down with a crash, right? What? Huh? No?
With the crash?
That means, is he saying it broke? Because it was fully intact.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Or then
then?
he just put it down real hard.
Maybe.
Oh gosh.
Then the cold finger of death touches his spine. Life's flame sputters and fails. So cold was that touch that he could do not but tremble uncontrollably.
His face scares me. He'll haunt my dreams.
He's the worst.
His teeth, his face, the way his nose will just like get bigger and turn pink.
I think it's because his eyes are so big.
He's scary.
He's frightening.
He's very scary.
Actually, life's flame is a little tired. But look, you can... Where's his card?
It got torn up,
it got
remember?
torn up. It had his like drawing on it. It looked just like him.
Yeah, the Trucy's uncle tore it up.
Because he was pissed. Life's river froze over. Yes, that's a go.
I think he's starting his article already.
Could you describe that a little more simply? Well, as you can imagine, I was pretty surprised. He hit the floor, as they say. Artist seizure is final performance. End quote.
Atroquinine paralyzes the central nervous system.
Ow, I pinched myself.
Stop pinching yourself. The body arches back like a bow.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That's quite enough of that. Just like, I can't handle this right now.
Gavin, stop.
Kevin, no. Some of us want to be able to sleep tonight. Knock something down. Oh, yeah, well, I want details. Lots of juicy details. Did he have a butthole face for a second? Did I see that right?
I don't think so. For that, you can listen to our last year's hit single. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Atroquinine, My Love, by the Gavineers, available at all major music outlets. He's so dumb.
He's so dumb. The point here is that the victim died of antroquinine poisoning.
Just say it however you want
Yep.
each time. It
Every
doesn't
time.
matter.
Well,
Doesn't matter
Mr. Justice, how did you find this testimony? Very important. Well, as an account of the moment of the victim's death, I'd say it's very important. Please add it to the testimony. Very well, the court requests the witness add this to the account of the testimony. Those poison evidently dead by poison.
anymore. Can you ask more about that?
I guess. You say it was definitely death by poison. How can you be so sure?
Have you observed other death by poison?
That's a very good question.
Just saying.
Hey,
Just
look.
saying.
I'm a journalist. I see lots of things. And I've had more than my share of experiences with so-called poisonings. Man eats fish, goes bye-bye, end quote. Food poisoning doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. Not even close.
Should I get him to talk about something else? Why is he always getting... Okay.
The Stars coffee?
I guess. I'm so confused. You say Mr. Misham had the coffee too, but did you actually see him drink the coffee?
That's a good point.
Of course. He who says it wins, but he who says it wins bigger, end quote. Well, weren't you in the back?
Yeah.
I live
just
in
said he was in the back.
Yeah, like why? How would he see?
Huh.
I just we know he's evil.
Suspicious. He's got that evil face.
In some way, he's evil.
Dumb face.
I live in a man sees dog, eat dog, and writes about it world yet.
Okay.
Yet. I guess I can't say I saw him drink it, really. He had one so-called sip of that. Is that what?
If that.
If that. Man puts lips
If
to mug,
that.
drinks, and quote. That poison is quite virulent, I hear. Virulent. That's today's word.
Virulent.
Virulent. My stomach did a so-called somersault. Since I gulped down that coffee without so much as a second glance at it. Wait, maybe something's there. Some kind of so-called trick. Anyone want to venture a guess for the record?
Oh my gosh.
Just kind of a pause button.
Nope. He's just gonna keep going and going.
Well, Mr. Justice, you find that very important. So important. The victim drank his coffee that immediately fell over. Oh, yeah, because remember the poison takes a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you can go to press on that one. Your Honor, this is a vital piece of information. Please add it to the testimony. Very well. The witness will have the testimony. No one really cares right now.
His face scares
Vital,
me.
right.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's the worst. One sip of that. Next moment, he's on the floor. Hold it! Did you know that this poison takes forever?
It takes a minute.
So he either took a sip or he didn't and then fell over? Oh, yes, indubitably. Just like that wham bam. So Mr. Misham drank the coffee and fell over immediately. I think Breshel's telling the truth, too. Should I get him to talk about something else? No need. Should we talk about...
We
I
already
feel like
did.
Breshel's doesn't matter.
We just talked about both of them.
Yeah. There's no real need to change the testimony. Problem with the testimony is already pretty obvious. What else? Enter the room. Okay. This one. One sip. And then I think we have... Bare traces of deadly poison. Slow acting. Here we go. Present. Objection! You know what I have a problem with? You know what I have a problem with? Your dumb face.
Dumb face and your dumb voice.
Your voice.
And just you.
And you
You
suck.
in general.
We hate you.
You're the worst.
A particular property of the poison used anthraquinine. Oh, Prosecutor Gavin was quite clear about the poison. A lethal dosage of 0.002 milligrams paralyzes the central nervous system. If you drank that, even you, Mr. Justice, would be reduced to a quivering pile. Why are you using me as an example? Unfortunately, we weren't told everything. There was a vital omission in Prosecutor Gavin's information. ... An omission? Anthraquinine is as virulent as he says. But death does not come upon ingestion. Not immediately. I don't know why these sentences are a struggle.
Big words.
That's because
Big words,
anthraquinine
hard.
is slow acting. Slow acting? According to the forensic scientists.
So many voices.
Emma. Oh my gosh. You have to take every voice that ever comes up ever again.
I know. I've got them.
It's one of the most violent poisons, but it's but is absorbed into the body astonishingly slowly. It takes at least 15 minutes from the time of indigestion of our eyes to show.
Oh my gosh.
If we suppose that moment that Mr. Bishop sipped the coffee was when he sealed his fate, then he would still have had time left to enjoy his cup of Joe.
That's so dumb.
Ew, why is he like that?
Ew.
I hate it.
Oh,
Order,
no.
order. What
Why
is the
did he
meaning
look
of
like
this?
that from behind?
He was gross.
Oh, he's even worse.
He's
Suspicious.
just the worst.
He's scary.
I think he's the worst character we've seen so far.
Yep. He beats the guy from the very first
The little weenie prosecutor.
little weenie prosecutor, but
What's his
also the creepy doctor in the second one.
Doctor. Oh, yeah.
The really like,
Well, we didn't have to deal with the
no,
doctor
he
for
was
very
there
long.
for like 0.2 seconds,
Yeah.
but he still was the worst.
If what the defense says is correct, why? That contradicts the entire testimony we've just heard. Well, Mr. Marshall, anything to say on the record? Slow acting. Slow act. It was virulent, all right. But even then, it had already begun digging his claws into the journalist.
He's working on his scoop?
I forget what Clavier's voice sounds like.
Brushel, yeah. Airbrushel. Let's take a trip back down memory lane.
What's your objection? You objected. You have to say an objection.
I have no idea. He's just objecting.
Huh?
Did the victim really die the instant he took a sip? Think it over. This is vital.
You know what I think? I think that was a not-so-subliminal suggestion, end quote.
I admit it does cause a problem if he died when you say he died. I would be forced to say Auf Wiedersehen to my simple case.
I was scared you were going to yell it.
Did you want me to yell
No.
it? No, there's only one word that Clavier yells.
Yeah.
And we haven't got it yet.
It's so funny because it's the equivalent of being like, woman?
Yeah. And you would be forced to say farewell to your article.
Come again.
You can't write a story based on conjecture, can you? And as the case drags on, other reporters will pick up the scent. And you'll be forced to kiss your exclusive scoop goodbye.
This feels illegal.
Ew.
Scoop, scoop.
Ew.
Ugh.
Ew.
Ew. What's wrong with him?
He's cleaning his glasses with his spit.
I hated that.
That's disgusting.
Look, wait. Just wait a second. Just 1 second.
Can we lock him up now?
Could we kill him?
Is that a crime to clean your glasses with your spit like that with a toothbrush?
I mean, technically not, but
it should be.
it should be.
It should be. That
We're
was
waiting.
terrible.
We're waiting out with it. I think I just recalled a so-called important detail. A revival of recollection, end quote. Story survival, end quote. Internally, utterly confused, end quote. Actually, I did
Apollo's
notice
done.
something. He's so done. He's so tired.
It's like, please, I just want to sleep.
When I visited the studio, I heard of poison that takes its sweet time, see?
But not what I've been saying for the last few minutes, apparently.
Mr. Brushel, are you saying you noticed something that explains what happened? You bet I am. The antidote for a poisonous contradiction. End quote, you might say. That was a dumb quote.
Okay.
Or, I still have no idea what you're talking about, end quote, I might say. I figured it out, but only after an in-depth interview. See, thanks to my journalism skills, I know who poisoned that coffee. Did he kill himself?
Maybe.
Order, order, order.
As far as I can tell, the witness is standing by his testimony. That Mr. Measham died the instant after he drank.
Of course I'm saying about my testimony. My dream of exclusive rights to this story.
I suppose it's too much to hope for.
What was?
Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him. Phoenix
Him?
Wright.
Yeah.
That butt. Who else?
Who else other than the turd weasel?
The turd muffin.
Everyone just hates Phoenix.
The scum of the earth. Herr Brushel, report for us if you would. What is it that you have noticed?
Nothing. Take me to jail. This court is a critical trial of the juris system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court about what you noticed.
We gotta do some more.
testimony. What Brushel noticed. Ripley, relax your butt.
Do I need to close the window?
Maybe.
She's freaking out.
Do you want to close the window?
I close window.
Okay.
You do testimony.
I'm going to testify. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Oh.
Sorry.
You hit the space bar.
I'm so sorry.
Gotta do the record. Oops, that's not the record. Where the hell? There we go. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note? Well, we got the letter, though, so it wasn't suicide.
Was not the suicide.
A suicide note? Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable is a quadratic equation.
Oh my gosh, you're so loud without the headphones.
I'm
on.
sorry.
Okay.
I can't tell how loud I'm being. It's really
No,
hard.
that's okay.
I look at like the little monitor over
No,
here.
I'm sure you're doing fine in the microphone, but I took the headphones off for a second. It's so loud.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Suicide? Poor Mr. Measham. But that means Vera's innocent. I might have to take my earring off.
I have to like make it so one ear's out because these headphones crush my ears. Where's my
I'm
glasses?
normally fine. I'm just wearing an earring because I'm not smart.
My glasses.
My glasses.
Would someone would someone commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
Oh.
That'd actually be very cool and dramatic.
And be like, I'm just going to
Not
pull
cool.
one over on them.
Suicide's not cool. Don't do that. Talk to someone if you're feeling that way. But it's very artisty that this man would do.
It's an artist move.
It is like an artist who's gone nuts because they're using the wrong paints.
Yeah, but it's also a not good. Yeah.
No, bad.
Seek help, please.
Yes. All right. That was a very serious moment for us. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination.
Back to the silly game.
Anyway, look at this guy. Look at this funny character.
Look at this weird, doofy Brussels sprout head man.
Maybe that's why he's Brutal.
Oh, Brussels sprout.
Brussels sprout.
He's built like a Brussels
His name is
sprout.
Spark, too.
Ugh.
When I arrived at the studio, we did this.
Nah.
All right.
You can say it again if you really want to.
I really don't. Was there anyone at the studio other than Mr. Misham?
Yeah, Vera was.
Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was anyone besides Mr. Misham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse.
His face just is so unsettling.
It's so unsettling. The only person who didn't belong at that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Breschel? I don't know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic ramp. Says Ramsden phenomenon ploy, end quote.
If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? In the meantime, let's move along, shall we?
Also, like, him being like, yeah, I think it was suicide. I feel like that would make Vera innocent. I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But
These
they're
games
like,
are
it was
jank.
the daughter.
A quick letter. She sealed the envelope. Hold it. So he put the letter away when he saw you? Early reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrived 50 minutes ahead of schedule. 15 minutes? But the time the poison takes.
15. He's already giving himself away a little bit.
He doesn't have an alibi.
Mm-mm.
The handle turns, door opens, I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Also,
It's a fair point.
you probably would have gotten hit a few times. Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
someone busted into my place, they're getting a lamp to the face.
Oh, yeah. Or a bowling pin.
Yeah. Mr. Misham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed that letter into the yellow envelope so fast as he could. Yellow envelope?
'Cause we had a pink one, didn't we?
Yeah, it's like red.
Yeah.
I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one. It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice, I wonder. It does have the ring of something important. Add to testimony.
Yeah.
The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor. Very well, please add it to the testimony then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge.
It's annoying.
Yellow envelope. Hold it. Where's the yellow envelope? That's the question.
Yeah, where is that yellow envelope?
You saw him
We would
steal
like
this.
to read it, please.
Please. Did you steal it? Probably.
Probably.
And you saw him seal this yellow envelope, the letter? Hey, don't look at me like that. I saw what I saw.
Apollo, you think this might be...
I'm so glad you have lines, Trucy, because otherwise I'm just talking to myself like an insane person. Our big break, yeah.
I mean, Gavin's here, too.
But I need to show some decisive evidence now. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Oh, sorry. That's my bad.
You don't need to do that.
So sorry. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time? Hey, when I go in for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring, end quote.
What?
So what about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange? I don't know what that sentence was.
I don't either. That was weird.
Anything strange in Mr. Misham's behavior? Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all this to begin with. Very well, continue your testimony.
Keep talking, I guess.
Suicide. Sewer slide. A suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, no? She didn't actually check the letter. Of course not. It was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is opened, end quote.
Contents of can
Oh,
unknown.
can
Yeah,
unknown until can is
that,
opened.
that was a weird sentence. That was a real weird sentence. This guy is on something.
I think the accent doesn't help.
No, but he's on something.
Many drugs. You can always check the label.
Do you think Mr. Measham was writing a suicide note?
If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy.
It kind of makes me wonder about that letter.
This one. So I feel like we can... Maybe this?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that... I feel like it's not evidence.
No, because it's red.
But we added it to the testimony, so it has to be important. Heard it was left at the crime scene. I'm just going to do this one and see. We have life.
We have life.
We live.
We do live.
As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. In a red envelope.
Oh, there it is.
Are you colorblind? Possibly.
He could be.
Whoa. Oh, hell.
I also hated that.
Prosecutor Gavin. I'm scared.
He's like, hold me, please. I'm
Please.
scared. That was
I
horrifying.
hated that.
Yes.
Go. Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime?
Unfortunately, no. But air forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope.
Not yellow and red.
No, those are pretty
That'd be
stark
real distinct.
contrasts. He's like, yeah, I guess.
I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Bristol. I can explain that. Drew, right? He wanted to get the letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed
He put
away.
it in another one.
He put the red one inside of the yellow one.
Put that box in another box.
I mailed that box to
Mail
myself.
that box to myself.
And what about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction? Chump. Chump. Chump's such a good insult.
Chump.
Chump. Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim? That night, the victim putting a letter in a red envelope. Put a letter he had been writing in a red envelope.
It's just weird.
He put a letter he'd been writing. It's impossible because it was written to him. We looked at the letter. That's impossible.
Ah, I like your expression. I like your face.
I like your
So
face.
full of confidence.
I like a confident man.
Look at that confident face.
It's simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of her forensic scientist.
What?
Her name is totally not Emma.
It's
Totally not.
It
It's-
doesn't start with
it's-
an E and end with a M,
It's
okay?
Irma. Know that this letter is addressed to Drew Measham. Oh? Why would he address a letter to himself?
Exactly.
Let alone send a suicide note to himself? I've been scooped.
I hate that he does that. That's
Yeah,
terrifying.
that's the worst.
I hate
He's
everything about it.
genuinely the worst.
He's
Order. Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court? Oh, my, how could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, end quote. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel.
I asked you a question. Please answer it.
Answer the question. You've sworn an oath to tell the truth, and I can arrest you otherwise.
Put him in prison already. Please.
Please. Gag him. Well, that's the thing, see, after he put a letter in the envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his desk drawer for something.
His desk drawer?
Thank you, I needed a drink.
Welcome.
Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. A stamp? What for? Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, yes, I think I saw him put it in his letterbox. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box.
Can we open that?
We should, or at least Gavin should have.
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish I did. What did the judge say? Apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with the case. What? Just think if that were a suicide note. What a story. Star writes suicide note in front of a reporter. Falls, end quote. As I was saying, this has nothing to do with the case.
Please,
That
reporter, shut your pie hole.
Yes, Your Honor. Kill him. Excuse me. I actually wonder about the contents of the red envelope.
Are you okay?
Yep. Drew Misham.
Hi,
Thanks
the
for
Wraith.
showing us this. Hi, the Wraith. Oh, and Null Pip. I didn't see Null Pip.
Oh, hi,
Hi, Null
Pip.
Pip. It was a while ago.
Whoops. $100,000.
It's quite a good deal of money.
So this was from 7 years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
His nose is the worst.
So, am I finished? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
I don't like him.
Let him leave.
Let him die, please. Death penalty for him.
Everyone's like, he can leave. We don't care.
Lock him up. Don't ever let him out.
I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone. When you catch the scent of a story, you make that, or rather unique face.
He's like
A little rat face.
literally catching the scent of a
Yeah,
story.
he's sniffing it. He's snorting that story. Come on! Tony has active imagination, little else. End quote.
George is like, no, he's right.
Even I noticed something, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. Judge has active imagination, end quote. Judge. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of the story. Hey,
Oh, no, he's going to clean his glasses.
I'm the one asking questions here, usually. Why does he keep brushing his tongue?
I hate
It's so disturbing.
I want him to not be on the screen. I would much rather watch the stupid concert again.
Just don't look. Just cover it. Don't look at him.
He's the worst.
Set of a story. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on an interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. Story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. The red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. 7 years ago. It's always 7 years ago. Wait. Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, in the first game, there's every case has a little bit to do with something with Edgeworth.
Mm-hmm.
And
This one all had to do with Phoenix.
I was like, is it 7 years ago? But I don't think it's 7 years ago that one is like all happened.
No, this one, everything has
I think
had
it was
to
15.
has kind of just rotated around Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is being a cryptic jerk.
We haven't figured out what the third case really had to do with him, but everything's had to do with Phoenix. Yet. That's true. Yet.
So you threatened to go to the press with this story. That's how you got your interview? Blackmail? Well, yes. I mean, no. I wasn't exactly not. Something wrong, Mr.
I'm not
Bushel?
black.
I'm not black. Look, this is my story, my tidbit. Journalist info is livelihood, end quote. I see. Well, you have me chatting away in here. What's going on out there? What if some Wally Wadsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story?
My gosh.
They could be going to press while I'm going to waste.
Nods.
The court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. A certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago?
Daddy?
Daddy? Both daddies?
Both of my daddies?
Oh, are we gonna because we know that Trucy had to do with the old story. I wonder if we'll get like a little kid Trucy. That would be cute.
Little baby Trucy.
That sounds cute.
Little child.
Set of a story. Oh, we got bracelet time.
I have to observe him.
Took a bit of work to give thumbs up for the interview. Poor leverage story. Gets the interview. We're concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. Red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. Testimony, that's you.
That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth.
It all makes
Just
sense.
like his face. I don't like it.
Nothing jumps out as ridiculous except his stupid, dumb face.
I wonder what this story he's talking about is. It must have been good to get an interview with a famous recluse like that.
Something powerful enough to drag Drew Misham out of hiding. I wonder. Maybe it had something to do with Mr. Misham's art? His fart?
His fault?
Or the fact that he keeps painting all of our stories? That's how it has to do with it.
Yeah.
Because he drew Clavier.
Yep.
Thumbs up. I guess I'm just going to press for a while. The victim, Drew Misham, had an aversion to reporters. Boy, I guess. Not even my considerable charms did much for him. Until I finally got my thumbs up, that is. Thumbs up
Maybe you
your
can
butt.
elaborate on that a bit for us.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Hold it. Exactly what sort of story was this? Oh, little one, like I said. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing in between. End quote.
And
End quote. I feel like he would kill someone for a story.
He would.
I might have
Did you have
suggested-
that first scoop? Yeah. he would.
Yeah. I might have suggested I had a lead on this particular story, but I didn't threaten or cajole or nothing. Honest. So a suggestion was enough to get an interview. Mr. Mission must have really wanted to keep it under wraps. Sorry. Hold it. Certain case 7 years ago. Tell us, what case? Let me state one thing, Mr. Attorney. You can quote me on this. I can't talk about that case. Why not? It's about journalistic pride and staunchness and incredibility and connections. Journalist reveals source over his dead body, end quote. So what'll it be? Gonna strangle me? Dead men don't tell that. I got distracted. Hi, McFerrick. Welcome.
He's so scary.
He sounds pretty determined not to talk.
Our chances of breaking his will aren't looking good.
Maybe we could try to
He
kill
might
him.
end up strangling himself with his tie.
So methinks that this is probably where we perceive. If he's so
Probably.
intense about it. Ugh, this part sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Is it this? I don't see anything.
Pass. It's probably not that one.
Make sure he's not swallowing.
From 7 years ago.
No.
Because I don't think he'd lie about it being from 7 years ago. Like,
Yeah,
he won't
but-
talk about it. But
True.
He just... None of that was technically a lie.
That's true. Red envelope had something to do with it. On the one hand, we have your story, and on the other, this letter. What makes you think the two are related? Oh, I was just saying it's possible. Call it reporter's intuition, end quote. Hey, I say a lot of things. You gotta pick all of them apart. Be my guest. All of them? No. Just the incredibly suspicious ones. I see. Anything else to add about Mr. Misham? Drew's talent was without compare.
I think it's this one, because what if his daughter's the one that can do the stuff? Without compare? Like...
Yeah, that would make sense. Just how amazing was Mr. Misham's talent? Huh?
Ferric says his face looks like a horrible super monkey ball monkey.
He does look like a super monkey ball monkey.
He's terrifying.
He's horrible. I hate him so much. Someone should punch him or light him on fire or something.
Yeah. Kevin's got experience with that. Come on, Clavier.
Yeah, Clever, you burn things.
Burn stuff.
I mean, hey, he's a star man, a star. I'm a star. Please, I'm a star. The flow of his brush is like a great
Undulating.
undulating river across the canvas. Artist paints lights up studio like sun, end quote. This guy's full of wacky gestures. But that one just now was wackier than usual. Oh, good hint.
Yeah.
Good hint, Apollo.
This one. He looks kind of nervous to me, Apollo.
Definitely. I'm sensing something different than before here.
Yeah, he's
Maybe it's time to bring
brushing
out
his
you know what.
glasses with
My
Ugh,
stupid
I hate
bracelet.
it. That testimony left a bad taste in my mouth. Blah blah blah.
Oh, we already.
Yep.
Okay.
So go to that one and perceive that one.
This one. No.
No.
Whoops.
the-
Damn it.
That he was without
This
compare.
one.
That one.
Okay. Perceive. What am I supposed to look at?
Maybe look at the brush because it's moving weird. No, like the brush. It's not
Nope.
moving.
It wasn't moving at all.
Here again.
I'm wondering if it's like his fingers are twitchy or something. I just realized how freaky the music is.
It is.
It's like almost like it's playing backwards. Okay, it's not his hand. Here
Okay,
it
look at
goes.
his face.
Eyebrow and eyes. Nothing.
Look at his neck.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of get his mouth in there because he's weird.
I wonder if his other hand is doing something. Can we see his other hand? How far down can we go?
I think that's as far.
Yeah. Here again and go
Nope.
down. What about his other one?
His other one's way up here.
Was he sweating?
We need to
have like a sweat mark.
You should look this up because I do not know what this is. Stupid hair. Maybe his ear twitches or
I'm
something.
gonna look it up. This is terrible. I don't like him. Okay, let's see. Perceive Brushel's right armpit.
Oh, is he sweating?
At the left side of his sprite when the sentence
Oh.
reaches but Drew's talent.
Oh, he did sweat. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh, that's gross.
Ew, that's such a
He's
weird thing to
nasty.
perceive. Look, watch. It's like normal.
Because all I saw was like, it looks like sweat.
Why would he
I didn't
do
see
that?
it move. That's nasty.
Why is he like
Ugh.
why is he like excreting?
He's
Ugh.
he's Rainer in a different form.
Sweat much, Mr. Breschel? Urka. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't help his glands, you know.
Ew.
It's more than that. When Mr. Misham's talent was mentioned, you suddenly began to
It's
sweat
so
buckets.
gross.
He's the worst.
He is the worst that we've had to deal with. I do not like him.
Ack. You're hiding you're hiding something about his talent.
You're hiding something.
You're hiding. That's ridiculous. Evidence time.
Evidence time.
Let's show where Mr. Misham's true talents lie.
Ugh.
It just so happens I have evidence showing the talent mentioned in the letter. What talent? Oh, his forgeries.
Oh, yes. So
this?
any of them, probably?
I assume it's this one because
That
it's
one,
the
yeah, that's
sketch
true.
one. Take that. I can't help but wonder what the court's supposed to conclude from this evidence. Oh, I chose the wrong thing.
Oh, really?
Maybe. Other than that, you made a horrible
But the
mistake.
thing-
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, birds, bridge, forward, quote. Let's try that again. All I have to do is reveal what Mr. Misham really was. Shouldn't be
it's
so hard,
the
right?
hidden painting, not the one he was working on.
Oh, this one.
Yep.
Okay.
Hidden painting.
This one. We were on the right track.
We almost did the right one. We were close.
We were close
He's
enough.
nasty. I'm ready to be done with him.
Just ugh.
He's gross.
This
He's
painting
real
is found in the Mr. Misham studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is that it isn't painted by Mr. Misham. The second is there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, except it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries.
The forgeries.
Ugh.
I hate that. Oh.
I don't want him
Don't
to
look
be
at
here
him
anymore.
ever again.
Why is it like that?
Please. Each one has had its own thing.
This sucks.
The first one was just that one guy just was the worst.
The sweaty,
Prosecutor man.
Prosecutor, yeah.
He drove me a little crazy. The second one...
What even
was
was the second one?
The second one was when Phoenix got hit by a car. So the only one in that one that drove
probably
me
the
real
smoker
crazy,
lady.
She was fun
For
though.
your
She was-
voice.
she was fine.
Yeah.
But the creepy doctor drove me crazy.
Yeah, he
But
was
He was
gross.
only
I
there
hated
for like
him.
0.2 seconds.
The last one.
The last one was the concert thing. The video that they kept showing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
This one's him.
Oh, the video.
He's so much worse.
He
He's
sucks
so bad.
so
I do not
he
like
sucks
him.
so bad.
He's
Ugh. That is all, Your Honor. Can we get him off the stand, please?
Get him out of here.
Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery. That's a serious crime. Drew Misham is known as an artist these days, but there were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art a few years back. Another art meaning forgery?
Yes.
Drew Misham was talented, all right, talented in making precise, detailed fakes. The fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. That's why it's connected. Because remember, Phoenix forged evidence to, like...
Yeah.
That's why he got disbarred.
It's 7 years ago.
Ooh. Rumors started circulating 7 years ago.
What if it is Kristoff?
That killed whatever's going on.
Yeah, because
that would be
showed
very
him for like a brief
interesting.
second. What if he just like broke out of jail?
He either did it or he knows something.
He probably does. That was the worst sound.
Rainer or Ripley.
She's licking herself. That was terrible.
7 years ago. So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 was for... Exactly. Forging evidence. That's tied to profit. End quote. Order. Why, it's like our victim is living a double life.
Please.
Oh, the thrill of the double life.
Who will you be tonight?
That's the question.
Who will Gru be tonight?
That's the question. All right. Aha, this is my chance.
When what's his face Pharrell Williams' muse is Gru.
It's Gru from Despicable Me. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have had plenty of enemies we know nothing about.
This is my first time hearing
I'm
of this
still
criminal
here.
world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation.
Shut
you
up.
didn't look close enough.
Yeah, maybe you're dumb. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here.
But there is no proof tying this letter to our case.
That's true.
Our case was and remains simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course.
He's like,
You
yeah,
stupid, ugly man. Please.
Hey. You only think I poison in my pen when I'm writing reviews. Mr. Brushel, your testimony...
Stabbed him with his pen.
Poison pen! To this point has been quite unreliable. Doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid.
I don't like it.
Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on an end quote.
Make it stop.
In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony.
Do we have to?
If we can ascertain the situation in the studio from the recap, the trial is over.
Apollo, what's he talking about?
Cross-examination showed Mr. Brushel didn't have a reason or means to poison him. As long as there are no other suspects, then the killer has to be Vera, that's what. That's so not true.
No.
This
That's
next
not true.
This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brushel, your testimony, please. Someone could have poisoned, like, the food that gets sent to him or something.
Yep.
His DoorDasher.
His DoorDasher did it.
It was the DoorDasher. I'm, like, waiting for that
Dirty
news story to
DoorDasher.
drop. Like, serial killer DoorDasher.
Ooh.
You know?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's why I like when they seal the bags.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's kind of scary.
The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant.
New fear unlocked.
It was Vera poured the coffee. She admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. And nothing left in that studio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only thing who could poison him, one who could poison him is his daughter. Daughter. Throat's
A
starting
nice
to get dry.
testimony. Clear. Succinct. Succinct, thank you. I'm like, what does that say? Succinct and without room for doubt.
We help each other with some words.
Some of us are like, what?
Huh? Aw, shucks. You really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your final cross-examination. Right. I still have one trump card left to play, and I won't let this trial end until I use it. What?
What's the trump card?
I don't know.
The poison in the frame?
Oh, the frame poison, probably.
Probably.
All right. Well, the only person in the studio that night was the defendant. Vera poured the coffee. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. Nothing left that studio after he died. Nothing. Oh, the picture in the frame. In the tiny frame.
Oh, yeah.
Not one thing, you're sure? Yep, sure as it can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? What? Journalism sparks Brushel does interview, leave studio, end quote. Oh. He's saying he left because he's an idiot.
Mm.
Come on. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny, I know, but still.
Wow.
Did something leave the studio that night?
Mhm.
Why does it sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before?
It's in one of Clavier's songs again.
It's always the songs. Now we've come to prove that our witness is a comedian of sorts. That wasn't a sentence. I apologize. I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to what?
I'd like
testimony.
to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony.
Do you have any idea of what it might be left in the studio that day? Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. A certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean something other than our witness? Of course.
Don't tell me, Vera Misham.
No, that's stupid. Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Then, let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, the thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. But I do have evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene.
The tiny little photograph.
Little picture.
Look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. I hope it's that.
No one touch it. I find Prosecutor Gavin more amusing than this guy, really.
If that was comic relief, why do I not feel amused?
We want evidence, not entertainment, Mr. Justice. Whoops.
Oh,
there
well.
goes my career in stand-up.
Well,
Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you.
Well.
But I do have evidence.
let me just...
Oh.
the letter box.
The letterbox?
Yeah.
Oh, because the letter.
Yeah.
Oh.
The letter box.
Okay, okay.
We wouldn't have gotten that one for a while. It's the letter box.
And that's why the walkthrough is available.
That's why it is available through me.
This is the only link between the studio and the outside world. A letterbox? How did you figure that out?
I don't know. Ooh.
I wasn't reading a walkthrough, Your Honor. What did Mr. Breschel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you went on to tell us that he put the letter in the yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah. So that very same letterbox was empty, in other words. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared. The mailman may have gotten it.
Ah, yes, intriguing. So an envelope has disappeared from the scene of the crime.
My tongue blue.
Yes. It's very blue. Mine's not green.
Is it? It is green. It's a
It
little
is?
bit green.
Oh,
It's
no.
not super crazy, but it's like a little.
You've had more of your ring pop than I've had of mine, though, so... Of
I
course,
just keeping
this
my
changes
throat from
nothing.
dying.
That's good.
That voice, the freaking
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sure that's
McGucket
killing ya.
voice is hard. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. It is really important. Is it really important that the envelope the witness says well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well, then the witness will add it to his testimony. You got it.
I still think this fails to change anything in your forehead. I still want to take you to dinner.
I wouldn't be so sure. Except about that dinner. A letter disappeared from the crime of the scene. Crime
Crime of the scene.
Crime of the scene that night.
Crime of the scene that night.
This is exactly the opening I've been looking for. The letter was put in the post from the studio, but I hardly think that matters. Okay. What do I have to... Okay. We'll press it. Hold it! Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. You were hiding that fact from us. Yes, well, actually...
I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio. But Air Forehead, isn't there a much more serious question before us?
Right. How Mr. Mission was poisoned, I know. But Mr. Breschel's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. And what he told us means something entirely different now, I'm starting to think.
Let's keep thinking, Apollo.
I'm starting to think. My brain, it's working.
It's working.
Oh, I wish. Okay. Okay. Do I open this? No. I don't think I can right now.
Maybe you can. Who knows?
Letter was put in the
knows?
post. If we added it to the testimony, it has to be important. I'm gonna keep pressing. You say clearly as though it were obvious. But this claim that the defendant poisoned the victim is merely conjecture. Ah, yes, well, you see, in my business, it's all about making the most ridiculous things sound right. A bad habit, I know. That's a thing to admit. Yes, well, or actually, I guess it's more of a case of ridiculous journalist sounds wrong, end quote. The court is forced to agree with you. Please refrain from wild conjecture. Understood loud and clear. If only I could believe that.
I don't like it. What do you think, Apollo?
He's gonna haunt you, dude.
He is. I have nightmares about that man. Everything he's saying seems so not flawed.
Well, that's kind of what you want from a testimony, really. I need to keep my eye on what matters. How and why was Drew Misham killed? Vera poured the coffee. That's not going to change. But if that coffee didn't kill him, I need to find out what did and prove it.
Keep going.
I think...
Keep going.
Did I do this one?
There's something about that. He's doing that same pose again.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
You sure about that?
Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time.
Thanks for your help, friend.
One of those candies might have...
Yet at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found.
It was a long shot anyway.
Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this.
Shut up,
You think
Clavier.
the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee?
I could never be a lawyer because I wouldn't have respect for the opposing team. Be like, F off.
Nope.
Don't tell me to shut up.
You shut up.
You shut up. I'll kill you. It would get dirty. Dirty?
It would get dirty
Messy
fast.
is what I meant. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have some proof, the possibility is there. I can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. Possibility isn't going to cut it. Not now. Mr. Misham ingested that poison via a route other than the coffee.
Did he lick an envelope?
Oh my gosh, but we can't prove it yet.
Well, we might be able to.
It can't be proven.
I do believe our little forehead is growing up.
Rude.
Pity. We liked the rash, youthful forehead best.
You're like 2 years older than him.
Calm down.
Yeah, relax. Wait a second. We already know a letter might have left the studio that night. Oh, maybe we do have evidence.
Yeah.
Could that open another path for poisoning? The situation's already changed. I just need to take advantage of it. Whoops.
Whoopsie
And back we go. Okay. Hold it. You sure about that? Blah, blah, blah,
sure
blah,
about
blah. Poison.
Objection. Blah, 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 blah. No
Objection.
mint. Blah, 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 blah.
Mr. Justice, do you have
Going.
some proof? I can prove it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing.
Oh my gosh.
This stupid air
He's
guitar.
so stupid. But I love him.
Yeah. I love him less after the last case because he annoyed me the whole time.
He drove you crazy.
Because he was such a jerk.
Yeah. You do understand what we need, yeah? Proof, Air Forehead, not possibilities.
Of course. And Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I can't go to dinner with you tonight. I'm ready to give you that
What
proof.
do you mean? What did you say?
I have proof of the disappearing
No,
envelope.
about the dinner. I was looking forward to it.
I saw him writing a letter, I did.
He's like, don't just glaze past this.
Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume. Everyone's just ignoring him.
He's like, no, listen to me, please.
I'm a star.
Please, I'm a star.
Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp? Ah.
Oh, a stamp.
I mean, do people lick stamps still? As we all know, stamps come with
Some
dried
people-
glue on the back.
Some people still lick them, I guess.
Most of them come as stickers now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can get lickable stamps anymore.
But, I mean, it's an older game.
2011?
Wet the glue. I mean, you'd still, like, if
I
you
think.
got your finger wet and rubbed it, you'd still be touching it.
True. In order to use the glue, you'd have to wet it. by licking the stamp.
You don't have to lick it.
Use a little water.
No one we're talking to actually licks stamps in this day and age. But this man also hasn't left his house. He hadn't left
True,
his
he
house
doesn't know
before he died.
technology.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand stickers.
He doesn't know.
Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all.
He's not dead. He's right here. Okay, so he licked the stamp, but wait. How does that explain the atroquinine in the rim of the coffee mug?
Objection! We're keep objecting! If he licked the back of the poison stamp, the poison would get on his tongue, yes? Why is he tongue in the coffee mug? What would happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth? Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around.
Like he said, he had the poison in his body.
Yep, in his mouth. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Misham. Mr. Misham poisoned the coffee mug himself.
Mr. Misham is guilty of poisoning the coffee mug.
He killed the coffee mug! Order, order, order. But that doesn't... Does it?
Does that count?
Oh. Recall, if you would, androquinine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on the envelope. But his time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of Joe. Cup of Joseph.
The cup of Joseph.
Is everyone cool with this? Or what's going on?
Something's happening. He's writing notes and being a freak and smelling stuff.
He's a freak. You have something to add, Mr. Brushel?
Brushel sprout.
His nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing, see, after he put his letter in the envelope, Mr. Misham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. Yes, his stamp. A so-called post stamp, end quote. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he'd just run out.
Did he, like, collect stamps and he had framed one? And that's what the little frame
The
is.
tiny frame! You're a genius!
like, he just collects stamps and he was like, this one's my favorite.
Bro, you're so right.
And he's like, I don't have any stamps. I'll just use this one. It's like some poison painted freaking tiny stamp.
I feel like you're onto something.
Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime.
That's nuts.
There were no stamps, not a single one. Yeah, he probably... I mean, I guess he couldn't have been the stamp collector if they couldn't find any stamps, but maybe he just had a pretty stamp.
Yeah, he had a stamp that he was, like, attached to for some reason.
It's like a pretty one. Like how sometimes we collect business cards from artists.
Because they're pretty.
Because they're pretty.
Yeah.
And then I will frame them in tiny frames sometimes because they're really pretty and they're
love when artists, instead, because some artists do it where, like, the art is part of their name, and I think that's great. But I love it when it's like art on the back, name on the other side, so you can, like, it's like a tiny piece of art.
I love framing them.
It's the
I have
best.
some fun little ones like that.
I have one that's just got like a duck on it. It's cute.
Oh, yeah, your duck one is
I love
too.
the duck one. They're all adorable.
Fun.
That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp used as poison possible.
Good show, good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place.
Yes, I can.
Tiny frame.
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyway. Where's your evidence that proving it is a poison stamp?
We just die because I'm wrong.
Everyone's like, you're dumb. You don't get to be a lawyer anymore. Take that.
Because it's got the poison on it, and if he was poisoned by the stamp, it better have been in this frame.
Yeah. Well, that certainly is a cute little frame, and by little, I mean really little.
And it's square-shaped.
It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. But, like, look at the shape of it, too.
Yeah.
Stamp shape.
Stamp-shaped.
Quite empty, as you can see for yourself.
I noticed that, too, during my inspection. So what?
Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Anthraquinine residue.
What? Why wasn't I told about this?
Because you're stinky. The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller. Maybe an inch wide at most.
You aren't saying. Yeah, I am.
It's not that small of a frame.
No, that's like a good size.
Yeah,
frame.
I've seen those at like stores.
Yeah, little square ones. I
Yeah.
think I have one like that.
I probably do. I have so many little things. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps?
Hmm?
He's getting a little sassy.
Yeah, he is.
Perhaps?
Perhaps it's this. Exactly what we need.
Order. The poison stamp was in this frame. Wait, does that
Impossible.
mean maybe the stamp was like whoever poisoned him, it was like 7 years ago. Like he's had that stamp for a long time.
Ooh. And it was Kristoff. Kristoff
Oh
gave
my
him the
gosh.
stamp.
This is crazy.
Impossible.
Prosecutor Gavin.
Why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck.
You know, can I say something? I had a thought, see? What, Mr. Brushel? And please stop jittering around like that. The victim was a forger, right? There were a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too, end quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him.
Stupid air guitar. I love it so much. He's the best.
He's such a ding-dong.
He's such a ding-dong. Oh, rich. That's rich.
Like me.
Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gavineers' song lyrics, please.
No. Finally, something we agree on.
The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one.
Oh, I disagree.
Come again.
Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew
never
Misham.
left.
He was just there. Look at his silly outfit.
His silly little
Maybe that explains why he looks like he's from the 70s.
Yep.
Drew Misham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail? Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon.
That's true. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon.
I might not have evidence, per se, but things are finally starting to come together.
What is it, Apollo? Your fists are trembling.
I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Misham was killed. Well, fill us in, Mr. Justice. Certain pieces of evidence point to the truth, Your Honor. I can show you how someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Misham the stamp of death. This one? No.
Maybe. Maybe it was his payment. Maybe it was a expensive stamp or something.
Maybe.
Maybe it's that one.
No. That has to do something else. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you. Watermelon.
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 It has to be the letter, right? Like, what else could it be?
Yeah. Either that letter or the one that we haven't opened yet.
Confirm the transfer. Sign the papers, send the enclose.
With the enclosed stamp.
And speak to no one.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Present!
This is why we read things, you guys.
Yep, that's why we read.
That's why we know how to read.
Totally
sometimes.
know how to read, 100%. Isn't this... We never make mistakes.
Never.
Isn't this envelope the one
What we
from
say is
7
law.
years ago? Yeah. If we mispronounce a word wrong, that's
The
how the word's
dictionary's
pronounced.
wrong.
Yeah. Think about the text of the letter again. Yep. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1.
And page 2, which discusses the disclosed envelope that
This is
killed
page
him.
2. You mean the enclosed stamp?
Yes.
I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. In other words, if I have this straight, that stamp poison on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp, end quote.
Okay.
Now, what if he'd done exactly as the letter asked?
He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Oh, they were trying to cover their tracks. They sent him a poisoned stamp. Because, like, here's the $1,000 or whatever. Like,
Yes, but you know what I just realized?
what?
What if one of these pages is not as old as the other?
That could be it too.
Because this one could be like an old one,
Yeah.
and this one could be like 3 days ago.
But like, if he was doing criminal, like, I'm making forgeries, like, here's the $1,000, send us a confirmation or whatever with
True.
this stamp, and that
Kill
stamp's
him.
poisoned. They were trying to like cover their tracks.
That's true. All right.
We shall see. Then he would put it in his letterbox.
15 minutes wouldn't have elapsed between affixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking when the time came, so he drew, because his name's Drew.
Drew.
He drew his last breath, and the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. That's a good way to kill someone.
Yeah. Poison stamp.
Yeah, because then it leaves, and then, like, how are you going to trace that?
It's true. Such a splendid imagination you have, Air Forehead.
Shut up.
Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might.
Our reservation at 6.
I got it at that restaurant you really like.
The one you like?
The one I know you like. So this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago, yeah? Is that what you'd have us believe? Really?
Well,
It is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. Yes, a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope, a stamp that then became a murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence?
why did he frame it?
I don't know. He's probably has some sort of reason.
Yeah.
Well,
Ack, it was 7 years ago. We don't even know who sent the letter.
this is probably where we have to open the other letter. And your answer is silence, I see. Very well. Oh. Is this his brother?
I think it's your brother. Make him evil. Make him German.
I won't yell for a line because it's not.
No, he's got to say it very calm.
Because it's not Clavier saying it. It's not nice to pick on the Fräulein, Clavier.
Yes. Fantastic.
Here
Why is
he
he
is.
here?
Here's Kristoff and Emma.
Emma.
Did she bring him out of prison? And she was like,
Oh,
"Here we
no,
go."
she was doing an impression.
Oh my gosh.
That's so mean. I love
Emma.
it.
She's like, actually, it's not.
I'm going to
It's
prank
me."
him. Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression? Did I sound like him? No, don't quit your day job.
Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after?
Fräulein!
Detective. There it is.
I wasn't prepared.
Sorry.
Someone had to come dig you out of all this mess you're making of this case.
Like, this is what you get for
Mess?
mimicking my brother for some reason.
That was super cruel.
He's like, stop picking on the girl.
Like, oh, Clavier.
She doesn't like him though, so it makes sense.
Yeah. You know, none of this would happen if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out his stamp was in an envelope. Easy. They have sibling vibes.
You care to explain yourself,
Fräulein!
detective?
We're back to it.
Here we go. He's
It's
gonna
like she
say.
reminded him that he's German.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, I need to be saying that. That's the word.
Oh, yeah. Glare me all you want, but science is on my side. It's all in the residue, right? That's right. The poison detection spray.
Oh, we're gonna have to figure out what the stamp looked like.
Produce the red envelope at once. You can open it on the authority of this court. Blue. Okay, I have to
Spray
spray it.
detection reagent. Reactant? Regent. Reagent.
Oh.
There's the stamp. Examine.
Well, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's an antiquinin residue. I didn't expect her to be wearing high heels. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bears its fangs at last. That was a cool rhyme.
Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but a heartache.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing. So stupid. Now number 5.
I never wanna
That's
hear
him.
you
Number 5
say.
killed my brother.
You.
Oh, why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Why? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Why didn't it?
there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Mission figured it out. Figured what out? He realized that the person who sent the letter wanted him dead. So he sent his reply with a different stamp. And put his decisive evidence in a frame.
Then why would he use it later?
Desperation. Ak, you're still here? Wait.
McGucket.
Can I make a statement here on the record? Emma messed me up. I spark Ray's
They're
toothbrush
pretty
will claim the
close.
scoop is mine.
Just different spectrums.
Drew Mission killed in cold blood by a sender of 7-year-old letter, end quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Starfolds after 7-year delay, end quote. None of these are good.
Nope, they're all bad. Go find a new day job.
Quit your day job.
Quit
Order,
your day
order, order. I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. To think that a murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to afterlife, end quote.
Uh-oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge.
I think he's a bad influence on
To
everyone. We should
Get
get
him
rid
out
of
of
him.
here.
I see no
He's
further
never
debate
allowed
on this
in
matter.
this room ever again.
Ban him from this country.
Yep.
The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant.
Apollo, I think we just won.
Unless she was
Oh,
a
that's you.
murderous little child. I think we just won. Very well, this court finds the defendant.
Freaking Clavier being like, I want to keep pushing this.
I
Maybe
don't
she
want to
did.
lose again.
She was still alive. Is this the bright future of our legal system? Oh yeah, the jury.
Oh, that's the point.
Yeah.
Prosecutor Gavin?
A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago. Tickets for Gavinier's shows are invalid after 2 weeks.
What?
That doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't make sense any other way.
It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Air Forehead's
I
claim.
don't know why Air Forehead made me think of Fraulein, so I ducked.
You were like,
I was like, ah,
don't say anything.
a contradiction?
A poison stamp was placed in this envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. If that's the case, then why would Drew Measham have done what he did?
Emma explained that. He must have realized it was poisoned. No, but then he used it.
Therein lies the rub. 7 years ago, the forger Drew Measham sensed a trap and put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this, but this begs the question, why 7 years later did he use the stamp on the night of the murder? Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Measham simply forgot. He put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot?
You smell like barf.
She does. You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself?
Yes. Ooh, ah.
Alright.
Ooh, ah.
Turned into Emma for a second.
Emma. Did Emma just dip? While I admit this is all quite shocking myself, it does seem highly unlikely that he would fall afoul of a trap that had been sitting on his desk for 7 years.
Apollo?
I don't think we're winning anymore.
I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you. Just like I've been waiting for you to finally come to our dinner.
Finally admit your feelings. Please. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope?
The poison stamp. Where exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court for us? Maybe we do. Maybe that's what's in the thing. Maybe that's what's in the thing. I see no proof that such a thing ever existed.
Objection! We proved that it might exist. What about the androquinine residue, huh?
Oh, I agree. That does seem to be atroquinine residue. But at forehead, it's certainly no stamp.
Yeah, but
Even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Measham never would have used it. That is all.
Irk. It's very interesting. I believe we've come to a conclusion again.
Apollo, we were wrong. Were we wrong the whole time?
I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be a coincidence. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue. Sometime this year,
Go sit.
Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. 7 years ago, Drew Misham received a red envelope. There were traces of the poison and atroquinine on the document inside that envelope. A similar trace was also found on the crime scene, on this tiny picture frame. The defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it.
Yeah, the one we have is going to be the yellow envelope, and it's going to have the poison stamp on it.
Probably.
Yes, but even if this envelope contained a poison stamp,
Sorry?
and Drew Misham, knowing this, put it in a frame, he never would have used that stamp.
Maybe he saved it for a different reason. I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time. I'm sure of it. The traces of atroquinine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Misham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? I want to see how old this dude is. 52. He's 36. I think we figured
He's
that out
had it
last time when
rough.
we were like, ew.
Yeah, so she would have been 12.
She was 12. Yeah. The defense stands by our case, Your Honor. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be fake.
Ooh, fake clues. Ah, fake clue. Fascinating.
That's a good way to trick someone.
And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah?
A fake clue that's thrown us off the poison's trail is none other than...
Drew Misham? Maybe he didn't know... Well, this is a long shot.
All right.
Maybe,
Tell me your long shot.
Maybe the daughter is really talented. She was the one that did the forgeries. That red envelope is technically hers. So she knew it was poison, but he didn't.
That's not that long of a shot.
I mean, it is a little bit, but I'm like,
Should we try Drew
maybe?
Misham?
Yeah.
That's such a good...
Hello, Ripley.
Madam.
Oh.
No, not the sucker. Ripley. Ripley.
Down, you dummy. I can't
Go
push
sit.
her off.
Go sit. Go sit.
Come here.
Go sit.
Baby, come sit.
You're fine. You just woke up a little bit. Oh. I should save. The Wraith says to save. How do I do that again?
Oh. The Wraith
Trigger,
probably knows
save.
I'm horribly, horribly wrong or something.
That is such a good point. All right, Drew Misham, let's do it. The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid I don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself.
Congratulations, you've completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger. It makes a good story, I'll give you that.
The fake clue, fakes, forgeries. Ah!
I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face.
I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. It's my whole life. What if our forger is the fake?
Come again.
I think you're right, dog!
Can you imagine a 12-year-old like making these forgeries?
That's amazing.
Making $100,000?
Oh, can you imagine $100,000 at any point in time?
That would be nice.
Oh, it really, really would. 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into the very same trap and dies? Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake.
Here we are again. The victim was a fake.
I'm just as confused, Clavier.
Nope.
One forger smelled the trap, one forger fell into the trap. That's 2 forgers, and one of them was a fake. The posture on that guy's nuts. Order, order, order.
So you're telling us that Drew Misham, the victim, was a fake. Well, if he was the fake, who was the real forger?
Fake is starting to look like a not real word.
Yep. You'd better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo.
I'm afraid you're going to have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us who the real Drew Misham was. Drew Misham wasn't the real forger. There's only one other person who could have been.
His
Understood, Your
daughter.
Honor. Forger Drew Misham was himself a forgery. The real forger was...
Emma!
Emma! It was just Emma.
Can you imagine if we just like present Emma?
Point at
and
the
she's
judge like, you!
What the heck?
All right. Present. Take that. There can only be one explanation, really. The real identity of the forger, known as Drew Misham, is none other than his only daughter, Vera Misham. It's fight music. Order, order, order. Mr. Justice, this is going out of limb. Oh,
Out on a
going
limb.
out on a limb, even for you.
I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? She's an artist.
Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. The forger wasn't caught in the trap 7 years ago. This can only mean that the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Misham's and Vera Misham's.
That was their studio.
If we know that Drew Misham wasn't the forger, that leaves only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Misham. Well? Stop.
Fascinating.
That's it?
Yep. That's all you get from him. Fascinating.
Ah.
Here she is.
She had dead eyes. Vera Misham.
She's blind. We had blind people last time. We are gonna get another blind person.
Another blindy. You've been... That's probably offensive. You've been paying attention to the trial so far?
Let's just ask her and be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Misham?
Oh.
Now she's got light in her eyes.
Yeah.
She's just became
Terrifying.
aware.
Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. Oh, she's trying to draw him, I bet.
I'm used to being stared at by Fräuleins. Believe me. Though they usually talk to me, too. Tell us, were you the one who forged these works of art?
Yeah, I think she's drawing him. Nope.
Yes. She's gonna have like the freaking fiance voice again. Except she was a little higher.
Beyonce?
The fiance that killed
Oh,
her.
fiance. I heard Beyonce. I
Beyonce!
was like, that's not what Beyonce sounds like.
No, it is not.
So the forger, Drew Misham, was you? Can you draw
Another
something else,
smiley
please?
face. Oh.
That... Oh, it's a crying face.
Yes, it was me.
Kind of. What? What?
Could be long stocking outfit.
She looks like she belongs in Oz. The court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. We had a break for a 10-minute recess.
To be continued.
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 Wow. Look at that.
Hmm.
Save your progress.
So, I was right.
You were... That's insane that you got that.
I'm like,
Because I was like...
well, we kept being like, oh, maybe he's like training her or whatever last time. That he was like training
Yeah,
her.
well, because she's an artist, clearly. But, like, I just can't believe... Like, it did
But
not
they're like,
cross my
ding,
mind
ding,
that
ding, ding,
she
of, like,
could have been the
she knew it was
forger.
poisoned and he didn't.
And he didn't know.
Why wouldn't you tell him? Why wouldn't you tell your dad?
Maybe
hey, this stamp, maybe she did kill him.
Maybe, but also maybe he didn't know that she was the forger. She was like keeping his business alive and like he didn't know why or how.
Because he went blind or something.
Or she was like working on the...
That's why his eyes...
Well, because they said he's an illustrator.
Oh, that's true.
So maybe he was doing his illustration work and like she was managing the business. And so he thought everything was fine, but really she was like making all this money. Because he was living in the past.
Under the table.
That was nuts.
That
Everyone's
was,
saying
that was
GG
a
to you.
lot.
Good job.
Go me.
Go, Alicia. You win. You
I
win at
win
knowing
this time.
stuff. All right.
We'll see about next time.
Ooh.
And definitely don't know how to read.
Yeah, goodness gracious.
we struggle.
I never want that man to come back ever again.
You know he's going to be back.
My voice is, my throat is so
I don't
dry.
think he will be next time. Maybe because I don't know how many. I mean,
who knows?
inspecting.
It might
and
be
then
super long.
down to the court
Because we still haven't connected to Phoenix yet, or the magician,
Yeah.
and we know that that's a big connection.
Yeah. So I'm sure Phoenix will come and maybe he'll talk, or maybe it'll just be the magician that comes to talk. We'll see.
Yeah,
I feel
stuff's
like there's
going
still
down.
a lot to do.
So much to do.
We'll see if we'll be able to do one on Wednesday. But
Yeah,
Wednesday night might also be a little crazy.
a wee bit.
A wee bit crazy.
Back to title.
We'll see.
Yes,
It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
that was great.
If not
Thank you
Wednesday,
all.
for sure next week.
Yes.
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 We're trying to do it more during the week because Alicia has a big trip coming up, and we're trying to finish at
Yeah.
least this one before her big trip.
Yes. Yes. Hopefully at least this one. I would
Anyway.
think we'd be able to. My big trip's not till middle of October.
Yes, but who knows how freaking long this thing will be?
That's true. That's
I
true.
don't know.
We want to at least get this one done. And hopefully not leave on a cliffhanger.
Oh my
Because
gosh,
that would be bad.
please no. We can't go like 2 to 3 weeks,
Yeah.
4 weeks without
We're
it.
not going to do that. I
Oof.
would not be able to figure out while I'm there.
We'd be
a
so
setup.
confused and stressed.
And like trying to zoom in. I'd be so
That would be
tired.
awful.
that we're not doing that.
All right. Anyway, thank you everyone for showing
Yeah,
up.
thank
That was
you.
fun.
That was fun.
Oh man, we're getting into like the bones of it, and it's just.
Because we still need to know what happened to like Trucy's parents too.
Yeah, we don't know about Trucy. We don't know about Phoenix's the reason he got disbarred.
Yeah.
We don't know
There's gonna
about
be a bit.
how it's all connected with Gavin and Gavin's brother.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much.
There's gonna be something.
This is gonna be
a bit.
crazy. All
It's
right.
gonna be great.
Farewell.
It's gonna be great.
Bye.